The glitz and glamour of the content creator and influencer world. Now, a lot of people assume that content creators make all this money, but in reality, it's quite the opposite. And I'm gonna keep it a buck with you guys throughout this whole entire video. A lot of content creators and influencers have been getting exploited and paid basically peanuts. So in this video, I'm gonna be talking about how content creators, influencers, and artists are all getting exploited, and most importantly, how to avoid that and make the money that you actually deserve. Okay, so the biggest scam of all time is AdSense, ad revenue, whatever they call it these days. This is something that I hear common in the influencer and content creator space, is that everyone wants to get the certain amount of views, a certain amount of watch time, or the certain amount of followers so that the platforms can pay them money based off of the ad revenue or the traffic that they're getting into their page. And this is absolutely disgusting in my opinion. Check out these stats. So Forbes did a study for YouTube and they found that roughly for about 1,000 views for every monetized channel, you get about $5. So let's do the math here. You have a 40,000 view video, you're making about $200 off of that video. They also found that to have an annual income of about $60,000 that you'll need to have around 1 million subs on your channel. Now to some of you might think, hey, 60K, that's not bad. I wouldn't be mad at that at all. But hey, we got to do some more math here, so stick around. $60,000 versus the output of what you will put in to get 1 million subs on YouTube is a complete ripoff. I have a little over 1,200 subs right now, and I'm on track to do just over $60,000 this year in pure content creation. Nothing else. I'm not selling any courses. I'm not making money as a side hustle. I don't have a second job. It's only content creation. So you have 1,200 subs at $60,000 and 1 million subs at $60,000. See what I mean? And this is basically true across all social media platforms. Now, of course, some pay a little bit more, some pay a little bit less, but generally whatever you put in is not what you're getting out from these social media platforms when they're paying you through AdSense. You see, total ripoff, but that's okay. I have a simple framework that'll open you guys' mind into making $10,000 a month on any platform as a content creator. It just takes a little bit of critical thinking and it'll show you the possibilities of what you're capable of. All right, now the first thing you're gonna need is something to sell, whether that's a product or a service, either digital or physical. Just smashing on these sparkling waters, man, they're so good. Orange, vanilla, Waterloo, not bad. Anyways, back to the topic. This is the biggest thing that I see so many content creators and influencers mess up. You guys have nothing to sell at all. Hence the relying on AdSense. Once you have something to sell, you'll need at least 20,000 monthly views on whatever platform that you're using. We'll just talk about YouTube in this case. So it'll be 20,000 channel views for the month. That's all you need. And then out of all 20,000 views, you'll need to convert at 2%, right? Out of 20,000 people who are coming to watch your content, you need to convert 2% of those people. Now, assuming that you're selling a product for at least $25, which that's a t-shirt. Everybody spends $25 for no reason, right? You're converting at 2% at $25. That's $10,000 a month. Easy. Okay, maybe not easy, but definitely simple. And all of this just takes a little bit of strategy. Even with my channel with 1,200 subscribers, I get around like 7 or 8,000, sometimes 10,000 views a month. So you can see jumping to 20,000 views on, and this is any platform. Like I know people who have 40, 50, 1 million views per month with the content that they're making, but they're not monetizing it correctly because obviously they're waiting on platforms to pay them. So you'll need to develop or create something that your viewers can actually use, you know, something that makes their life better, something that solves an actual problem for your subscribers, followers, or people who watch your content. You can also have products for them to support you like t-shirts, notebooks, all those types of things, but something that actually gives value. If you can develop something like that, you'll be set. And if you're struggling to figure out something that you can personally create or something that you can sell, just partner with a friend's business or a business that you actually like, a family member's business, something that you can actually resonate with and something that your fans and following will resonate with, and you can just sell whatever that person has, right? Because if you partner together, then you can just take a percentage off of each one of the sales that you get and make money that way. Remember, you only need to convert your 20,000 views at 2% and have a product that you're selling for at least $25. Now, this is just a framework. You can adjust this framework to fit whatever you want it to fit, right? So if you wanted to do 40,000 views and then convert at 1%, that still makes sense. You could do 100,000 monthly views and then convert at 0.1%. You can change those numbers around to kind of figure out how much money that you can make per month. I've noticed a lot of businesses and high net worth individuals always operate on percentages. Like it's never like X amount of dollars, right? It's just like what percent increase that we have this year or decrease that we have this year. Even the stock market and crypto, it's like what's the increase or the decrease in the stock or the coin, right? It's always on the percentages. So I think as creators, we should also start thinking about the percentages when it comes to numbers. The crazy part is YouTube pays you $5 for 1,000 views. And if you convert 1,000 people at 2%, that's $500. $500 versus $5. Do you see the difference? Now, next we have brand deals. This is where the real money is. In my experience, I've noticed two types of creators, and they often get mixed up all the time, especially when I'm on sales calls and talking to other business owners and sometimes even creators. People don't understand the difference between these two types. You have your influencers and then your asset creators. So first we have influencers who make money off of their influence. It's the amount of people who follow that content creator for one specific time. So if then brands will work with that influencer because the following that influencer has is the same target market that the brands are trying to reach. So in return, they'll pay the influencer to talk about or show the product in one of their videos, and then those followers will go and buy the product from them. And then you have asset creators, which is generally people who are a little bit more talented, right? Photographers, videographers, actors, artists. And then to lump all those things together, you can even throw in UGC creators. Now, these creators get paid based off of the skill and the assets that they produce for the brand. Typically, the brand will be running ads for this product instead of using that content creator's influence, because not every actor, artist, or videographer or photographer has a large influence. Some of them do, but those are influencers. And if they have the skills of an asset creator, even better. But those are two separate things. Okay, so I know a guy, right? He was telling me a story of how this popular men's skincare brand reached out to him because, you know, his content was doing very well online. He was getting around 50,000 views a video, so they reached out to them because they wanted him to do a promotion for one of their products. And guess how much they paid him? $4,000. So if we do the math here, we have 50,000 views on the video. Multiply that times 0.01, so 1%. And then times that by 40, you get $20,000. You might be thinking that's not too bad, but that's just 1%. We didn't even do 2% this time. Chances are this company's marketing campaign, they've already done the research. They know it works. So they're probably converting it higher than 1%, which means that the video that he did an ad read for also probably converted higher than 1%. More than likely, they probably made more than $20,000 off of that $4,000 that they spent for him to put that on this video. So is $10,000, $15,000 too much to ask? I don't know. You guys tell me. I'm just running the numbers. I'll tell you guys another story. This one's crazy. Buckle up. So I was talking to another content creator, super cool girl, makes great content, and she was telling me the story. She worked with this huge brand, like skincare, lotion, moisturizer type brand, very huge brand. She did a video for this brand, and her video had 9 million views, and the cheapest product on this website was $7. So 9 million views converting at 2% on a $7 product. You know how much money that is? $1.26 million. And guess how much she got paid? Brace yourself, $400. So can we get 10% at $126,000, or hell, even 1% at $13,000? These are just a few examples, and this is happening all over the place. Influencers are truly getting exploited, and it's sad to see influencers and content creators move without knowing this information. With asset creators, like, you know, your videographers, photographers, actors, models, this is where some good money is when it comes to asset creation. You can do what's called whitelisting on pretty much all the platforms. I'm not so sure about YouTube, but for sure TikTok, Facebook, Instagram. Whitelisting is basically when a brand takes one of your videos that you created or whatever asset that you create, and then they can run ads through your profile. So let's say you post a video or you post a photo to your own personal profile. And then in these platforms, what you can do is go into the settings, and then you'll get a code, and you can send that code to the brand, and the brand will be able to run ads through your profile. So when other people see the ad, they see your face as a profile versus the brand. And a lot of the times that converts higher and better for a lot of the brands who are running the content. And if they have higher converting ads, then they make more money. And guess what? I got another framework for you that's going to help you make some money. I was selected amongst like 8 other creators to do a video for a pretty big brand. If you're in the United States, then you probably know this company. So I did the video, got paid, and about a week and a half later, they contacted me to do whitelisting for the video because the video was good. Oh, my light. Okay, we're back. So I told her $250, but I forgot to say $250 a month because I thought she was just asking for 1 month. So she's like, yeah, we're going to want to do it for like 60 days. I'm like, whoa. Now hold on. You left out the 60-day part. And since I didn't say the month, I'll cut you $50 off. So we'll just do $450 for 2 months. But here's the trick. You also want to say, instead of paying your actual rate, you can charge a much lower rate and then take 5% of the ad spend with the brand. So my original offer was $450, or you can pay me $100 and then I'll take 5% of the ad spend. It's funny because as I'm writing the YouTube script for this video, I'm like, wait a minute, I'm not charging enough for my whitelisting. So I'm raising my prices up to $1,000 now. But it's important to mention both of these things because they're going to contradict themselves more than likely when you give them your pricing. So the lady gets back to me and she's like, hey, you know, your prices are a little high. The other creators are charging like $100 to $150, but we can pay you like $200, maybe $220 for both months if that works for you. So I'm looking at the message like, I'm Cheddar Ched. She triggered the trap card. So I respond back to the message. I'm like, hey, you know, this is just what I charge. I don't have anything to do with what the other creators charge, you know, because I'm not affiliated with them. These are just my prices. However, you know, if the brand does think that my prices are too high, it will be a better option for them to go with the $100 offer, because if my videos don't do that well, then they only are out of $100. However, if they do well, then I'll get 5% of the ad spend, which could be a lot more than $100. Or they could just pay me the $450, and if my video does super well, then they don't have to worry about paying me anymore after that. So it puts them in a contradictory type of statement, because it's like, okay, well, if you're hitting me up to do whitelisting for my video, you must believe that my video is going to perform very, very well, right? And if it performs very well, how much is that really worth? So I send that message to her. Another week goes by and I get an email, same person, like, hey, we want to move forward with the video and pay you your rates or whatever. That's fine. And I just remember my face was like, yeah. So brands are going to try to save as much money as possible, but don't let them do that at the expense of you. Charge what you're worth. So use this framework that I just gave you, where you have a high flat rate that you're going to charge when it comes to whitelisting. And if that's too expensive for them, have a lower rate. Maybe you want to do half or 25% of what that first flat rate was, and then do 5% or whatever percent you want to charge. I just say 5 just to keep it simple. 5% of the ad spend. So if they pay you that lower amount, whatever they spend on top of that, if the video blows up and it explodes into oblivion, then you're going to make a lot of money. And that's happened to me before. And it's nice. I'm not gonna lie. Now, if you haven't put this together yet, there are golden nuggets that you can acquire from both influencer and UGC paths. If you add both skills to your tool belt, now you're a very valuable hybrid and you can charge so much more money. So for you influencers out there, if you learn how to be on camera and learn like how to create hooks and create assets that brands can use, not only can you charge for your influence, but you can upsell to the UGC part too. And for the UGC creators, work on getting influence, work on getting experience in the world in some type of realm, and create content to have people follow you. So then that way you can not only make video off of your UGC, you can make money off of your influence as well. Next, we have negotiations. And I want to leave you guys with this last and final point because it's pretty crucial. Money and how people exchange it is a very interesting topic. Let's say I have $500 and then you have $100, and I'm like, hey, if you gave me that $100, I'll give you this $500. Do you take that deal? Of course, everybody's going to take that deal. And this is essentially how it works with the exchange of money. So let's say you're a person walking through a jungle and there's a monkey who notices that you have $100 in your pocket, just kind of hanging out of your pocket. And the monkey's like, hey man, I see you got that $100 down there. There's $500 up there that I can get you, but I need that $100 to go up there and get it. Let's say that the monkey doesn't have enough energy and it needs food because there's a whole bunch of gorillas who are hogging all the bananas, and the monkey needs the bananas to get the energy to go up to the top of the tree to get the $500 for you. So you see how the money gets transferred. That $100 that you had walking through the jungle goes to the monkey, who then trades that $100 for a lot of bananas that gives him energy to climb the tree to get the $500 for you. I think once a lot of creators start to understand how money moves, it makes the negotiation process a lot more simple and less scary. Now, don't get me wrong. I understand what it's like being a creator trying to survive. Some of you got kids, food, pets, bills, all types of things that you got to take care of and responsibility. You got to play the game, you know, just to get leverage. So it's okay to take low paying jobs, even doing some free work here and there just to build your skill set up and make more connections with people. But you have to have a plan. If you continue to do that forever, you're just going to race to the bottom. So if you need $2,000 to $5,000 a month, do your side hustles or work your 9-to-5 job. What's the point in taking that little time that you have to try to make $500? You know, you want to take that little time and figure out how to make $10,000 or $15,000 or $20,000. And it's okay to lose clients. Like, you have to get into the mindset that there is an abundance of clients and there's an abundance of money floating all over the place. I was talking about percentages earlier, and some of you might be scared out of your mind to charge $10,000 for something. And some of you might be scared out of your mind to charge $20,000 or even $50,000 for something. But look at it like this. There's a lot of people who have $1,000 for the month in their bank accounts, but they'll spend $100 for an Airbnb if they were to take a trip or something somewhere, right? And that's 10%. Now let's imagine somebody who has $100,000 for the month, right? They'll spend $10,000 for an Airbnb, which is also 10%. Both of those purchases are the exact same. The person who has $1,000 spent 10% of the income that they have for the month, and the person who had $100,000 spent 10% of their income for the month. It's no different. And this is where prospecting and understanding the people that you're going after is going to be very important. So all that to say, don't be scared to negotiate higher prices. The same type of work that you're putting in to get that $100 from the $1,000 client is the same exact work that you have to put in to get the $10,000 from the $100,000 client. So I really want you guys to kind of internalize that and understand that it's not that scary. So stay assertive and communicate what you want when it comes to the resources that you need to complete the job. Cable TV is gone, radio is gone, billboards are gone. So what do businesses have to advertise on? You. My name is Sanchez, and on this channel, I'll talk about art, business, and lifestyle of being a self-employed creator. So if that's what you're into, consider subscribing. If you're a new creator and you want to get started as a UGC creator, check out my below playlist and make sure you use my code because we'll both get some cash when you get signed up and you get your video approved. If you have a product that you want me to make a video for, check out my website. It's in the description. The path of a creative has its highs and its lows, and with a little bit of experience and critical thinking, we can raise our lows to be high while increasing the highs to be even more. Just imagine in the future, your next low is going to be where your old high was. It's a beautiful thing. So if you're able to do that, then I say you're on the path to major success. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.